Every day when you're waking up, when you're working out, or if you just need a mental boost, download Mindset to start your day right. If somebody comes up to me and says, "I can't stop drinking, can you help me?" I can say yes and follow up and do it. That's the best thing. And I've said this for a long time. When I die, I don't want friends to be the first thing that's mentioned. I want that to be the first thing that's mentioned. And I'm going to live the rest of my life proving that. Most people, when they drink, they feel a little kind of queasy and a little silly, and then they stop. But for me, that's what happened. Want more and more and more and more. You start partying with your friends, but you notice that your friends stop and switch to coffee at 11 o'clock at night. Or maybe your friend goes, "No, you know what? I've had enough. I'm going to have a glass of water." But you don't stop. I was the last girl at the bar going, "Come on, let's have Zambuca shots at this point." I didn't understand what an end was. An end meant I just went to bed. So that's not normal. My drinking was different from my friends because I would be the last one to leave. I was always sneaking drinks. I was the one who was throwing up and passing out while everyone else knew when it was time to go home. And there was nothing cool or fun about it. It was just really sad and pathetic. And in the end, I was alone and cut off from my friends. My family didn't want to deal with me until I fixed this. Just a quick lesson in alcoholism for those who don't know. And addiction too, of course. It's a disease. That's the first thing I didn't know. In 1956, I think the American Medical Association said it was a disease. And it affects two things for me and 10 million other people in the US. It's an obsession in your mind. I feel nothing. I feel only deep sadness and the need to get more. I think the hardest thing about addiction is this strong pull, this need for more. Even when you know that more is what causes sadness, hitting rock bottom, and not wanting to be here anymore. Then there's a reaction in your body, which means once you have a drink, your body just wants more and more than before. There are two big issues: serious addiction and everything that comes with it. Addiction has serious effects on the brain and body, and it brings trauma too. You can't just ignore that trauma because it's deep inside a person. Once someone is traumatized, it's hard to fix it until the addiction is under control. You can't deal with the trauma right away because they can't reach it, and it can make the addiction worse. It's not about being weak. It's a disease that many don't realize they have. When someone says, "Just stop," it can make you very angry. Many people wonder why addicts can't just stop. Stopping isn't easy. There has to be support for the person struggling. They need groups like 12-step meetings, therapy, mental health checks, and they must work through the steps. We need a sponsor. We need a group of people who share our struggles so we can see ourselves and feel the healing power of one addict helping another. That is our peace. But until we get there, just stopping feels nearly impossible. He turned to me and said, "Just remember it's not your fault." I replied, "What?" He said, "It's not your fault." I asked him to repeat that. "It's not your fault." I said, "What do you mean it's not my fault? I'm the one doing it." "What do you mean?" He explained addiction and alcohol to me and changed my life. You have to remove that from your mind because for people who have faced addiction, this is not a choice. No one wanted this to happen. This is not their fault. So let's start there and begin with love and support and say, "Look, I want to help you." Most people just say, "Why can't you just stop?" Well, ask someone, "Why can't you stop breathing?" When you have a brain problem like a compulsive disorder, it doesn't make sense. Why would I put something harmful in my body that is making my life worse? It's not logical, so telling me to just stop doesn't really work. Clearly, something isn't right with my brain. I've learned about this compulsive disorder and I can't drink because once I start, I can't stop. I've gone to AA for a long time, and many people have said that if hard work could make you sober, I would have been sober long ago. I've tried so many times, but in the end, it's about having some kind of spiritual connection or faith. Often, it becomes a harmful pattern, whether it's with sex or drugs or anything else, giving up what I truly wanted and believed in. My truth is that I am my best self when I am clear. I like to call it God, but that presence is definitely working through me. I have never felt that way without a spiritual practice. Music has always been my way of connecting spiritually. I believe it shaped who I am. I've made many mistakes, and since becoming famous, I've made many more due to drugs or bad choices. But those mistakes became lessons. They might have turned into a song, a talk, or something I shared in a 12-step meeting that helped someone else. I don't really know, but I know I'm here for a reason. It took many years for me to realize that. If you're worried about having this problem or know someone who does, raise your hand, find someone smarter about this, and talk to them honestly. Keeping secrets can hurt us. If you're dealing with an addiction like I did, it's hard to admit, but I wanted to change. I just didn't know how. Then I had to find a way to fill my time with other things to replace my old habits. And 24 hours became 1 day, then 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Before long, I started to build a new habit and a new way of living. One person, it only takes one person to break the cycle in any family.